My good subscribers, today I'm going to be giving you the 5 things that I would do differently if I was starting Amazon FBA today. Now, if any one of these is of any small value to you, please consider clicking that little like button conveniently placed right there. And if you're new here, consider subscribing because I release videos like this every single week. Number 1, I would start with the US rather than Europe. So I initially started selling in Europe and then expanded to the US, but the US just has much higher sales volumes than Europe. And there's something I call listing ROI. And that's because every product you create, you're creating a relationship with a supplier, you're creating that listing, you might be translating that listing, but there's all this work and energy that has to go into creating that. What return do you get on all the energy and money you spend on that listing? Now in Europe, of course, you've got different countries with different languages, and so your listings also need to be translated into those other languages. And so there's much more to it. With Brexit, you also need to split your international shipments into 2, one to the UK and one to Europe, one to a European country, so you can do FBA in both. And so in short here, Europe, your listings take more work and you don't have as much sales volume as the US. In the US, less work, more sales. Therefore, it has a higher listing ROI. And number 2, I would focus on higher priced products. Initially, I started at the impulse buy range, so around your $20 sell price products, but I would focus on the higher end. And this is because you want to leverage fixed costs. So take, for example, these headphones. Let's say we have 2 pairs of headphones, the exact same size. These ones sell for $20, and then a higher end, same size of these headphones sell for $120. Well, both these sets of headphones have the same international shipping fee, because that's based on volume, and they have the same FBA fulfillment fee, because remember, that's based on size. It has nothing to do with the price. And so quite quickly, you can see how those fees are a tiny little percentage of $120, but they're a very big percentage of your $20 headphones. And so it follows your higher priced products are generally much more profitable. Now, I'm not saying you have to sell $120 products, but I would say move up, go to your $30, $40, maybe even $50 products, that range, instead of your like $15, $20 range. Number 3, this one is an important one, and this would be to order less of a product, prove the idea, and then order more of the product. Choosing the wrong product is never the problem. It's having too much inventory of the wrong product that you cannot move. Now, everyone has products that fail or just don't sell as well as they thought. They're just not a big hit. And that's actually totally normal, even useful, because now you've learned what not to do and can apply it to your future products. But when you're stuck with 2,000 units that you cannot move, that's a bigger issue. Check out this video up here on how to deal with that issue. But to counteract that, I advocate go with smaller quantities. Yes, it might cost you more per unit. Yes, you might run out of stock, but order less, prove the idea, and then place bigger reorders. And while you might run out of stock for a little bit, you can close that listing, reopen it when you come back into stock. That, in my opinion, is a lesser evil than getting stuck with thousands of units that you cannot move. And number 4, images. I would focus much more on the pictures. A picture says 1,000 words. Your pictures are 1,000 times more important than your copy. Remember, when you're selling online, those customers can't touch the product, test the product. They are relying on the images. And so your images need to be as good, if not better, than your actual product. And number 5, aggressive PPC. I would be much more aggressive with my PPC ads when launching a product on Amazon. And here's why. If you're mild with PPC, your ads are going to show up on page 2 or 3. Half the customers aren't going to even see them. And so you're not going to get sales. You're not going to organically rank the product. But if you're aggressive with it, put those ads top of page 1, you're going to make sales. You're going to start that organic ranking process. And being aggressive with PPC actually costs less when you look at the long term. Because if you go mild, either you're going to run that for far longer to get the same result, or at a later point, you're going to decide to go aggressive because that's not working. And so you end up actually paying more. And 6, a bonus one I just thought of, but I had to include, which is to be very aware of others' trademarks and copyrights. I would scan every product for any mark or emblem that could potentially create a copyright infringement or a trademark conflict. I'm going to look over every one of my products and make sure there's no marks or emblems on there, perhaps even just from the supplier's base version. I'm not going to leave those on there, or I'm at least going to search that there's not going to be conflict over that. Because I've personally lost listings just because of that, because there was a mark on the product which I didn't realize was someone else's copyright. And time for my question. What would you do differently? Drop a comment for me below. I'd love to hear about your experience, what you would change, what mistakes you made, and it's going to help everyone else watching as well. So I'd love to hear from you below there. Also remember guys, check the description below. We've released a lot of new stuff lately. Whether you want to get discounts on certain tools, you can use our links for that. That also supports us. But even if you want to check out our website or other features we've added lately, I'm sure you're going to find a lot of those helpful. You can even get our free product research sheet. And we are working on updating the website as well. So it's going to be an awesome hub for all of you, and I look forward to also interacting with you there. I think it's going to be a good hub for all of us. But if you did enjoy this video, smash like for me, remember to subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.